2 on homework number 4. So the question says, decide whether or not the equation has a circle as a graph. So we have to put this into center radius form, okay? And if it is a circle, then give the center and the radius. And if it does not have a circle, describe the graph. Okay, so let's put this into center radius form. What we first have to do is put our x's together. They are together already, but we put a space after the end. Oops, forgot my x. And then we have to move this constant term to the other side. Okay. But in order to complete the square, we have to have in front of the x just a 1. And we didn't do this in class, so this one's slightly different. So what I'm going to do, let me use this piece of paper. I'm going to cover up all of this. Let's see. We're going to cover up all of this, okay? So I'm looking at this. I'm going to take out the 4. This divided by 4 is 7x. So now I've taken out the 4. Now that I have a 1 in front of here, I can complete the square. So I take this number, divide by 2, and I square it. It equals 49 over 4. Okay? So here it should be 49 over 4. So now I'm going to do it. Oops, I have to put it here. So normally I would take, let me put it in pink. Let me put this in pink. 49 over 4. Okay, normally I would put the 49 over 4 here onto the other side. But the problem is it's 4 times this, 4 times this, 4 times this. So I can't just put this to the other side. I have to go 4 times this and put it to the other side. Because really when I put this, when I added this to the side of the equation, I added this times 4. So I have to go like that to keep this equation equal. Now I'm going to do it with the y's. The y squared needs to have a 1 in front of it, so I have to take out the 4. And I have to go 20 divided by 4, which is 5y. Leave the space. Now I'm going to complete the square here. 5 divided by 2 squared equals 25 over 4. So now I'm going to put 25 over 4 here. But it's really, I'm not adding 25 over 4 to this side. I'm adding 4 times 25 over 4 to this side. So then I have to add to this side 4 times 25 over 4. Okay, do you see that? Because this is really this times this, this times this, this times this. Okay, so I have to put both things over. So now I'm going to factor this. So I take the square root of this, which is just x. The square root of this, which is up here, 7 over 2. And I take whatever sign is here, so minus, and I have to put the 4 back in the front. So I factored this to be this. Now I'm going to do my y's. I take the square root of this, which is y. The square root of this, which is right here, 5 over 2. Ah, you can't see anything. I'm going to start that again because you didn't see it. Okay. Sorry. So I'm going to factor this. So I take my square root of this, which is x, and I take the square root of this, which is here, 7 over 2. And whatever this is, I put it here. I put the 4 back in front, and I square it. Okay, so I have just factored this into this. And I can do that easily because it's a perfect trinomial. So now I'm going to do this one. I'm going to factor this. So take the square root of y squared, the square root of this, which is here, 5 over 2, and whatever here is in the middle goes here. So I've factored this to this. Now, 4 over 4, that's 1 and gone. That's 1 and gone. So really I have 326 plus 49 plus 25. If you add that up, it's equal to 400. Okay, so now I have this 4 hanging out in the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide everything by 4. So that's same over same, which is equal to 1. 1 times this, it's gone. We don't need that. Same here. So now I'm left with x minus 7 over 2 squared plus y plus 5 over 2 squared equals 100. So now this tells us the center of the circle. I take these numbers, but remember, I always have to take the opposite of whatever's here. So if this is minus, it's a plus, and if this is plus, it's a minus. This, I take the square root of it, and that gives me my radius. Okay, so now I know it's a circle with a radius 10. Now the question did say, decide if the equation has a circle. Now you go, what on earth is she talking about? So what that means is this is like page 1 of circles. So if I put it into my center radius form, and this radius here, this number here, is a positive number, it means you're going to have a circle. So because we have a radius of 10, we have a circle where the radius equals 10. If we didn't have, if instead of 100 we had 0, say we got this all nice and it ended up being 0, then it would just be a point, like this, bloop, okay? If we did this, and it was, say, negative 500, a negative number, then we would say the circle does not exist. No circle, non-existent, okay? So, but because it's a positive number here, we know it has a radius. If it was 0, it would just be a point. And if it's a negative number, we would say there is no circle, okay? So that's how we do that question.